வாழ்க வளமுடன். I'm audible? கேக்குதாமா?
கேக்குதுங்க ஐயா.
ஓகே ஓகே. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். குரு வாழ்க, குருவே துணை. Now let's start this topic. Dear listener, it's a great pleasure for me to give speech 3 in 1, Body, Mind, Soul, Part 3 on behalf of Sky Yoga Center, Dubai. I welcome all of you. Okay, now let's start with a small story. Here there is a monk. He comes and do meditation on everyday basis near the beach. So whenever he come and sit there, and automatically, the seagull, these used to come and always fly on above the head, like even sometime it used to come and sit on his shoulder and thigh, like that. It never get any afraid of anything. But what happened one day, and this was, viewed by, the one other young boy. He used to have a look always this one, and every day this is happening. So that small boy, what happened? He wanted to come and talk to that monk and ask for one bird for him. He wanted to keep one for himself. So he was just telling to the monk, saying that I wish to have one of the seagull. Still, so many seagulls are coming on near to you. It's easy for you to catch. Can you please catch? So since this monk also knows about this young boy, and he wanted to satisfy his wish, so he said, okay, let me try and I will get it for you. Not try, he said, sure that I will get it for you, like that he said. So the boy went off. Then again he started doing a meditation, but only few of the seagull used to come and it used to fly on his head, but he never come and sit in the lap or the shoulder. So what we need to understand from this is something is happening from this, because Swamiji says that the mind is an energy wave which has its origins in the divine state. So that means we spend our biomagnetism through 5 sense organs that we know very well. So every sense organs, it take a different role. So though you are spending the biomagnetism, it's a one, but it goes and reach into a different type actually, like a taste and a seeing, view, like a smell, like that you can see. But when the biomagnetism is utilized or it passes through the brain, then that becomes called mind. So what happened the previous monk? So he was thinking about how to catch or how to hold out this seagull. So his thinking was like that. That waves goes out of his body. Then the seagull comes to know that, it recognize and smell out. So none of them has come out. It didn't happen actually. So this is what happening, because by physically we can say anything. If you want to touch anyone, we can touch and we can feel. And if you wanted to smell something, we can smell and find out. But the mind, you cannot present, or even you cannot show, or even you cannot, you cannot say also how it had happened. So that is what we used to say, the quality of mind is the one determining the quality of the man. In fact, the man, the name Manidan, it itself coined with the name called Manam. So Manam become Manidan. So Manatin uyarvu eduvo aduve Manidanin uyarvu. So this is what the Swamiji says. Now, when we say mind is energy wave, where the energy wave? What is energy wave basically? So the energy waves generated continuously from life force. So the origin is life force. That is we call biomagnetism. The energy waves generated continuously from the life force. So then what is life force then? So the life force is the movement of life energy particle which is independent in the physical body. That is we call life force. Like it's a energy particle. When you say particle means what? It's in the name itself called part means a portion or a fraction of what the from the divine. So it is a part. That is why we call it ether particle, like that we say. So part means it's a portion of the divine, portion of the divine state. Now that portion, when it comes, it comes out. It doesn't. Stop. Like it started spinning by itself. So when it got spinning, it spins on the same divine space only, the same divine state only, which fraction, which fricks in between, and it makes the waves. That is the wave we call a biomagnetism, or you can say a magnet. Okay, so this is what we call a life force. So though the body is made up of 5 elements, as we know that earth and water, fire, air, and the energy particle, that is the atom. So this energy particle is a independent one. It doesn't attach with anybody. It's roam around the whole body. With that only, this one full sheath is happening. That is the sheath we call the Vinganamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha. Now let's how that Sky Yoga helps here. So we want to know that the healthy body we need to have, and the life force we have to protect, and the meditation we have to do with that. What we can do is the mind can be enhanced, or the expanding or expansion of the mind can be done only with the meditation. That is what the Sky Yoga teaches. So if you follow these 3 things regularly, and we can make a one piece or the harmony between body and mind and soul. Now, last few classes we have discussed about the physical body. Now we move on to astral mind. So astral body is a body which makes invisible. This is made up of the energy particles. So the energy particle build up a border or boundary. That boundary we call is a astral mind, astral body. This astral body, inside itself, there are 3 different types of sheath, or you can say cover. There are 3 covers. One is Vinganamaya Kosha, and Manomaya, and Pranamaya. Let's go in little detail about Manomaya Kosha. Now, assume that in a class, a teacher is announcing for one other student, say that you have been selected for a class leader. See, the moment he spelled out the word, the boy got so enjoyed, like he got happy. Immediately his face becomes like a flourish. What happened? In between, what happened? The teacher said some words only. With the words, there is a emotion, there is a feeling. This is what we call Manomaya. Manomaya Kosha, it's like without saying anything, without doing anything, without touching anything, without giving anything, by the words, by the saying itself, there will be some sort of actions, reactions will happen. Same like when your bosses say that you are promoted as a project manager as on today. So immediately you are jumping out and says that, oh, I'm so happy. So where the happy comes? What happened before 2 minutes or before 5 minutes? You are not happy. So something had happened because of his action. Likewise, when you forgot to put any parking ticket, you got a traffic violation. See, till that time you went for some birthday party and you forgot to add the traffic ticket. So when you come back, you saw it, there is a ticket. So what happened? The whole happiness gone out. So these are all emotions. This all is the main master is Manomaya. The Manomaya Kosha is the one acting all these dramas. Likewise, when you say that you are in a rush and you forgot to pick up the luggage or anything, or you went late in the airport, the final call they called, and last few seconds you got boarding. So just think about that, the whole journey you will think about like that only. So this is what mostly, either we are by the body or by manomaya, we are almost disturbed. These are the two layers we are always in the practical life we are working. So mind is basically, it's a habitual, it's a regular, and it's a emotional also. The mind along with the five sensory organs, as I told you, the mind always goes with the five sensory organs, and also sensory organs when it when it goes, but it has a limitation. There is a limit. You cannot spend like whatever you can, like because it has a limit. The moment you spend more biomagnetism on one of the organ, either the organ get destroyed or the organ get something disturbed, or some other pain or feeling, something will happen. So this is what you have to have a control of, to maintain all the sense organs and using the biomagnetism in a proper way. This is what in Tamil we call pulanadakkam. When you start controlling all your sense organs, control means not completely, like you have to use to the level, not above, not below. In that case, you can maintain your body very well. Harmony will be good. Also, man used to say that, like normally when we say that bondage or we have liberation, so all comes based on mind setup only. When you feel that I'm free, then you are free. If you think that no, I'm stuck with somebody else, or somebody asked me to do the job or something like that, you are bind, then you cannot come out in this case. So this is what they say it's a personality. So the personality is not about the beauty or it's outside the appearance. It's all about how you are handling your mind in a way. That is what we call Arivachi Theram. The next sheet or next cover is a Pranamaya. The Pranamaya, most of them never recognize, but it is happening always. That we know that. Without pranayama, people cannot live actually, you know that. So it is composed of prana. Prana is a force. It's not about oxygen. Pranam means it's the main, the Uyiraachal, that is all pranam. It's a vital principle, holds together body and mind. So there is a between gap, like body and mind. This is the one which is moving in between. And the physical manifestation is a breathe. How we recognize physically, we can say is a breathing well. So that is the indication that the pranamaya is the working. Then prana force exists in the organism, life continues. So if it is easy to understand that if prana goes out, then life, the body gets died. So there is no more life in this. So the mind shrinks within the life force. It is a condition of the self-realization. That's why we say before we do meditation, we have to do the Nadi Sutti and Tandavada Sutti. What happened with that pranayamam? The pranayamam, the controls the power of breath, and the breath, when the breath will become very controlled and smooth and very slow, then automatically mind will be suppressed. This is the reason why we need to do Nadi Sutti and Tandavada Sutti before the meditation. Always, that Agna meditation, we concentrate on the life force only. So the moment you concentrate on the life force, all the five sense organs will come under control. Why? Because when you are doing concentration on the Agna, there is a gland which is pituitary gland. That is a master gland. In another way, we say collector, like a collector, how he take care of the entire state. Likewise, is a Agna, it means pituitary gland. So the pituitary gland, you are focusing on that. Because of that, all the five organs get controlled. You will not move on to that. The next is Vijnanamaya Kosha. This is also one of the cover. So the mind expands, understand harmonious between relationship between the body and the life force. Then, like with this only, we can expand further and further, and then you will move out by sitting in one place. You can go out the planets, stars, the universe, and beyond that, you can go ahead. So this is all the detailed information, like the detailed study which you do, or the if you start thinking of this particular area, that it means the Vinganamaya Kosha is like working. So when you do the meditation on basically the Turiyam and Turiyaditam, basically you are concentrating on your own conscious itself. Okay. And here composed of Vingana and intellectual, and sheath composed of more intellection associated with the organs of perceptions. This knowledge sheath cannot be the divine, it is subject to change, because we always say that knowledge means not the academic knowledge. The academic knowledge is something different, so that what we studied and we are just vomiting out. And the one knowledge is the conscious, the inbuilt conscious. That is what they're talking about. It's a limited thing and it's not constantly present. The body of consciousness, knowledge, intuitions, and experience, this all comes up from the Vinganamaya Kosha. And let's a little bit go in detail about mind. So the mind is basically it's a life force, and the mind and life force you cannot see, or you cannot feel anything. It's like mysterious. No science also can understand, because science only go with what it goes with only the accessories, like instruments. With the instruments only they will prove or something. So science goes up to that level only, but in only the spiritual only it will say that you can go and find out what is mind, what is conscious, what is life force. These are all you can come to know that. And exploring conscious is the wisdom. So what is wisdom? Wisdom is nothing but the more and more you explore yourself, that is called wisdom. The knowing mind leads to knowledge, the life force. So in fact, the spirit, the life force, we call another name spirit. That spirit is the one become it's a name called spiritualism. So the spirit is basically the life force. So when you wanted to go and study, when you wanted to explore by yourself about the life force and more, and that is what you are coming to the spiritualism. No peace of mind until one who knows oneself. This is most important. Every single individual who born in this universe, they unless until they don't know or they don't reach the origin, they will not keep going. Even anything you talk about, even that Napoleon, one of the king, he goes and go every single country and he win the power. But end of the day, he mentioned to one of his minister that when I die, keep my hands away in the body, so that people knows that while I'm going, I don't take anything. So this he was mentioning in the story. Like this is all we have to understand, So the gain knowledge and clarity and the duty conscious. With this, what will happen? So that our day-to-day activity, we will go in a smooth way, and we will understand whatever the problem comes or whatever the issue comes, we can come to know that. So we will not respond, immediately. So that we will think and we will respond. Because emotions we can stop more and more. Emotion is, immediately it comes out. That is action. Every single action, there is a reaction. That is emotion. So emotion will not use any of your knowledge. It's drain your knowledge, in fact. Whereas the feeling, like when you feel and do anything, then you are using your knowledge. This is more important. So when the biomagnetism is penned through the brain, it functions as a mind, which we know already. So like just take a small example. You are drinking a water. That water becomes, so many, the exocrine system and endocrine system all are utilizing the same water only, and it pulls out with the different enzymes. through the pituitary, pineal, thyroid, thymus, adrenal, so many things. But the end of the day, water is the source. Similarly, what I'm trying to say is the biomagnetism is the only one which goes all the sense organs and it is changing and in a different way. And the thoughts and words and deeds happen through the mind. So these are the three main things what our life, our personality, our entire changes is happening through this one only. Thoughts, words and deeds. And compresses and stores everything in a miniature. It's imprints. This is the job of mind. I will go in more detail about how it works. Expands them in full form of as thoughts. So whatever the thoughts which is, or whatever the imprints which you have in your body, which comes out as a thoughts, and it is expands and shows like a mini cinema, like drama. Now, when you talk about Antakarana, it's called Antakaranam. Under Antakaranam, there are 4 things which are there inside. One is Ahankaram, the other one is Manam, the third one is Buddhi, and fourth one is Sittam. Which means in our day-to-day life, mostly what we do, we may not understand what is Buddhi and Sittam and even Ahankaram. Ahankaram mostly, most of them knows that it's a I and mine, like Tan and Tanadu. That is the activity. Whereas the mind is the one which, like last time I mentioned in the previous session also, so the mind looks like in computer RAM. So the RAM is the one connecting all the point, like the processor, the main processor, and the output devices, input devices, and the storage. Everything is taken care by the RAM only. Similarly, here the Manam is the one which is taking care of all the other things like Ahankaram and Buddhis and Sittam. Let's take one example. Suppose you have one sort of thought is coming, like one you are seeing something. The moment as soon as you see something, what happened? The Manam, it looks like a office boy. It goes and take out the relevant file and bring similar to the situation what happened earlier. Then the Buddhi is the one finally taking a decision. This look like a Buddhi controls the decision maker. Once the decision is happened, then the Sittam will go and keep a copy of the result in a storage. Also, vice versa. It will bring whatever stored inside the thing. Let's give the same example I can give you in the computer also. Suppose in your hard disk, you have stored one your CV. Okay. Now the CV, you got passed one driving license. So you want to update the system. So what do? You call that file from your command with your keyboard. That is called input devices. And when it comes to the RAM is the one which is expanding and showing your photos and your pictures, your document, everything. Then you are adding by keyboard. The moment you type the keyboard, the processor is the one calculating what you are typing, where to the character has to come, what you need to change, everything. Then once you make everything changes, and then you are saving. When the moment you are saving, the same RAM is the one taking care and going to keep it in the secondary storage, which is the hard disk. So the same thing like the processor. The processor is what? Not only one. It has 2 things. ALU, that is the arithmetic logic unit, and the other one is control unit, which means it will take care of calculations as well as it will control the decisions. So if you think about that way, you can easily a little bit understand. So Ahankaram means what? This is the one, the supervisor, like Manam, Buddhi, Sittam. These 3 things are working as a labor. This will control everything, the Ahankaram. Even for saint also, the Ahankaram never die. It will stay there, but it will not reflect, or it will not act. It will be depressed. Same like a normal seed. And if you fry the seed, then it will not grow. The same way, the Ahankaram will become like that for the same people, like the saint and yogi. Just think about the 7 thoughts process. Like the thought process is like a sensation. and need and seal and then effort and then result, enjoyment and experience and research and realization and conclusion. This is what every single thought has processing all the 10 steps. So according to my suggestion, like the 1 to 4 is taken care by manam, m for manam. So manam is taken care by this 1 to 4. So which takes, first you have to have a feeling of that. Either the feeling is good feeling, I mean feeling means a happy one, or the pain, whatever it is. Then immediately for that, how to react. So there is a necessary, that is called need. So then it will think about which are the relevant file we have to take out. Then it goes and take out the file, and then it started preparing those things, and then it gives to buddhi. B stands for buddhi. So buddhi is the one taking action, the conclusion, the final result, or the decision, what is right, what is wrong, like that it says. So result and the enjoyment. So based on that you get experience, and then finally it is going to store again. So research and realization and conclusion. So when tomorrow, if you wanted to have the same CV, you don't need to rewrite again. So you are just taking out what you stored earlier. So thoughts are like that only. The thoughts, once you process all the 10, then you will not repeat again and again unless until there is a change in between, So this is what how the thought process and the imprints is happening. So for this reason, we have to be always positive mind. So that mind is basically looks like a soil. Whether you put paddy or whether you put cannabis, like kanja, marijuana, whatever you put, the soil, it will, grow automatically without any difference, without any negotiation, without any partiality. So all depends on with you only. So if you are healthy, that means you are a positive mind person and you are happy always. And similarly, if you are always sick and you are frustrated and you can't take any decision, that means you are a negativity person. Like you are negativity person in the sense, positivity, negativity not depends on the charges. It depends on your mind only. So if your mind is sick always, you cannot take any decision. You are always stuck, or you always depend on always, somebody. So always we have to feel or say practice like all is well. What is happen is good. What is happen, it's good for us. Like that, you have to have thinking. And good thoughts is always bring the healthy thing. And if you look at the MGR songs, maybe you can come to know that. Like if you started researching the MGR songs, always it's a positive note only. Also, when you say some one of your, when you want to say to someone to go safely, you have to say straight away, drive car safely. That's all. Instead of that, if you say don't don't make any accident. So the mind will immediately does the same way how your words are arranged. When you say don't, it will not do. Make means it will do. Any means nothing. Accident means accident. So there is no, it will not combine this and get the answer. What is the meaning? So it will does the job same like as if you are having a robot and you are giving a command, just like you don't make any accident. It will do according to each one word only. But if you say the full word, it will not, take the complete sentence and what is the meaning, then we have to respond. It doesn't do like that. So better we have to have handle the words in a very perfect way. That is the one makes us little changes from others. Like Varga Valamudan always says to anyone, and fine, and keep silent. Like even the teacher says always in the class also, don't shout. The word don't shout itself, it's a negativity word. That is why the students are shouting. So instead of that, if you start using the word keep silent, so that means it's like a silent. And that Tamil, like TM Soundarajan, what was the last song? He sang a song, En Kadai Mudiyum Neram Idu. So from that point onwards, he didn't have any sort of song also. He disappeared from the cinema market, you know. So it's all depends on the word how we are using. So how to eradicate this negativity? So write all the problems in a paper and find out the proper positive words and start using the word. And always you think and imagine, you feel that you are good. Even if you have a leg pain, you say that I am having a good health. So thanks for giving 16 will. Don't ask for the God, please give me 16 will. Instead of that, you can say, give me the 16 wealth. I mean, thanks for giving a wealth. And your mind is the strong and the most powerful healer of your body. So please be positive and be happy. And there is one Pusala, there is one story, and he built a temple in his mind itself. Because of that, even the physical temple which was built by this king, Pallava king, he has to postpone the actual temple thing, you know. So this what happened. So we must know how to use the mind. There are two options within you. Either you can use it as a best servant or you can use it as a worst boss. It's all depends on you. So decision is with you. Thank you for your for the opportunity, and this is what I conclude my speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your valuable points. It's useful for everyone. Thank you so much, Ayya.
Welcome.